Former prison warder Senohe Ishmael Matsura and one of the accused in the Thabo Bester prison break case is said to be the man who distributed bribes to his colleagues to aid the escape. This was said by the investigating officer, who can't be named at this stage, during his second day of testimony at the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court on Friday. The officer firstly testified on Thursday when he was cross-examined by the state prosecutor Sello Matloko, and he shed light on the role that his colleagues at Mangaung Correctional Center Thabo Lipholo, Motanyane Masakela, Tieho Makotsa and Nastasia Jansen played in aiding Bester's escape. They were applying for bail, while Bester's girlfriend Dr. Magudumana provisionally abandoned hers. The officer said Magudumana's father Zolal Sekeleni hired a car in Johannesburg and drove it to Bloemfontein on April 27, 2022. On April 29, 2022, the same vehicle was driven by Matsura carrying the corpse to prison at approximately 5 p.m. The car was carrying the corpse from the National Hospital, which was claimed by Magudumana, pretending that the body was that of her brother's child known as Xander Moyo and that she was assisting with the funeral, said the officer. He said the body was taken to Thusanong mortuary, which was to bury him. He added that a funeral was held and Matsura managed to get access to the body. During our investigation, we decided to exhume that body, and inside the coffin we found 310 kgs of maize meal and not the body, said the officer. He said on the April 29, 2022, Matsura arrived at the prison and used the entrance called Sally Port, which has 2 doors. At the time, Matsura was supposed to be off duty. He said on the day Masakela was designated at the gate, and to get through Sally Port, one needs a gate pass. Matsura had no gate pass and Masakela demanded it. While talking, the operational supervisor who was on duty also came and demanded the pass from Matsura. He said the supervisor then received an emergency call about a vehicle that needs to pass, and upon his investigations there was no emergency. Matsura then drove to the workshop without a gate pass and without his vehicle being searched. His vehicle was loaded with a TV stand and a bag with the corpse. He said once the body was in the prison workshop, Lipholo took it the following day and put it in the dustbin while pretending to be cleaning the yard. Flyman said Lipholo used the emergency door to take the corpse to Broadway, which is where single cells are. On May 2nd, Lipholo, who was supposed to knock off in the evening, he pretended he had knocked off and did not leave the prison. He and Matsura conspired to place the body in cell 35, and Matsura promised him 2.5 million rands. The plans was for Lipholo to disconnect camera as the body is taken to Bester's cell. The fire in Bester's cell broke out in the early hours of May 3rd. The fire was put out the fire, but according to the witness, Matsura made it look as if he was helping with the fire, but he was on his cell phone. He said Matsura gave Bester G4S uniform and he walked out of prison. The body that was found in the cell turned out to be the Cat Lego Bareng, who was buried last week. He said Bester was then dressed in the G4S uniform, pretending to be one of the security when escaping the prison. Makotsa and Jansen were working in the control room and they opened the doors for Bester to escape. Makotsa was paid 14,000 rands. Lipholo did not get the 2.5 million rands he was promised by Matsura, but was paid R40,000, which was deposited into his wife's bank account.